Today we are going to tell you a little bit about the greatest biome on the planet.
Tundras, unknown to many but ever present in Earth's geography. The Arctic tundra, a treeless landscape that takes up 10% of the Earth, forming a ring around the Arctic Ocean. Various species live here, having adapted to the harsh climate. It's a life of survival of the fittest. Severe weather conditions occur in the Arctic regions, where temperature fluctuates from 4 degrees Celsius in midsummer to negative 32 degrees Celsius during the winter months. Arctic tundra is found at the latitude 60 to 70 degrees north in polar cells. Tundra climates can be found on Arctic coasts. The damp ocean water keeps the climate from falling to the extreme low temperatures that are found in the interior regions of the land. Slightly down south, a relative of the freezing Arctic, the alpine tundra, covering 3% of the Earth. It's much smaller than its sibling, but much more welcoming to all species. Alpine tundra is found on the tops of the tallest mountains in North America, Europe, and Asia. It has a more moderate climate. Summers are cool with temperatures that range from 3 to 12 degrees Celsius, and winters are moderate, with temperatures that rarely fall below negative 18 degrees Celsius. Both types of tundras are known for their low summer temperatures with cloudy and damp early fall conditions, but there's a small amount of precipitation, 6 to 10 inches of rain a year in total, including melting snow. This is almost as little as the Earth's driest deserts. Summers are short, lasting 6 to 10 weeks. The tundra does not experience seasons in the same way we do, and the climate is essentially a perpetual winter. In the brief warm summer weather, the surface layer of the permafrost, frozen subsoil, melts, forming freshwater marshes and ponds in soil. Alpine tundra is also known for its strong winds.
Soil in the tundra, while not the easiest medium for growing, is home to many well-adapted plants and is unlike the soil in any other biome. Tundra soil is nitrogen-poor, easily eroded, and is characterized by the presence of permafrost, with an active surface layer that is shaped by the alternating freezing and thawing that comes with seasonal variations in temperature. The soil lacks nitrogen because of the accumulation of organic matter, caused by the slowed rate of decomposition due to the cold temperatures. A unique characteristic of tundra soil is permafrost, also called ground ice, which is a perennially frozen layer of water underground. The frozen ground prevents plants with deep roots from growing below the surface of the soil. In alpine regions, little permafrost exists, but rock layers lying close to the surface present similar barriers to water flow and the growth of plant roots. Frozen water sometimes forms pingos, dome-shaped hills under the ground that form in specific weather conditions. They are often indicators of climate change because they form in winter months when temperatures fall. Despite the permafrost, tundra soils can still support life. In fact, several studies using DNA sequencing and analysis have discovered many new and influential microbial groups in tundra soils that are helping with vaccine research. At first glance, it is difficult to tell that the tundra is actually teeming with both plant and animal life, despite the absence of large trees. Vegetation in many alpine tundras and over most of the Arctic tundra tends to be green or brown in color. Mosses and lichens are common. In the summer, the tundra is filled with beautiful wildflowers. Many species of plants are perennials that flower within a few days after the snow begins to melt, and some have adapted to produce seeds within 4 to 6 weeks. Some plants that freeze while in flower when sudden storms hit have evolved to continue developing and producing seeds upon thawing. The pasque flower, for example, has adapted to the cold climate by growing close to the ground and insulating itself with thin hairs. In the summer, tourists can collect wild blueberries and cranberries from the short bushes in the Alaskan tundra. However, this land is not ideal for farming, and many farmers have to cultivate food such as strawberries indoors. The tundra is home to a fascinating and diverse group of creatures that will enthrall visitors of all ages. In both types of tundra, there is a wide variety of warm-blooded animals. Because of the perpetually cold climate, cold-blooded animals, such as reptiles, are unable to survive. Animals in the tundra have adapted to the climate in various ways, including migrating to warmer climates, having high reproductive rates, having fur or feathers that blend in with their surroundings, and having the ability to hibernate. Many small mammals of the Arctic tundra have adapted to have high reproductive rates. Lemmings, for example, which are primary consumers, reproduce quickly and experience logistic population growth. They contribute to the ecosystem through the buildup of manure around their burrows that stimulates plant growth by adding nitrogen and other nutrients to the soil. Reindeer, tundra swans, mountain sheep, caribou, and musk ox are other examples of primary consumers. Caribou and musk oxen feed primarily on lichens and mosses. Musk ox have large and tough hooves that they use to break ice in the winter months in order to get drinking water. Tundra swans migrate to places with warmer climates in the winter and return to the tundra in the spring and summer to reproduce. Arctic wolves, timber wolves, snowy owls, and Arctic foxes are examples of secondary consumers. Arctic foxes have adapted to grow white fur in the winter and brown fur in the summer. Polar bears and brown bears are examples of tertiary consumers, or the apex predators. Bears have adapted to hibernate during winter months when food is scarce. In addition, polar bears have adapted to have white fur that blends in with the snow, making it easier to camouflage with their surroundings and to hunt.
There's so many reasons why you should visit the tundra. There's beautiful animal and plant life, including reindeer mosses, sedges, and grasses. There are also more than 400 varieties of flowers, many that can only be found in the tundra. Lemmings, Arctic foxes, moose, and polar bears can all be seen as well. If you're a hunter, you may find yourself interested in a unique caribou or moose hunt, which is offered by tundra tour sites. Additionally, companies like Tundra Buggy also provide tours to view polar bears in their natural environment. Aside from all the wildlife, the midnight sun is another very popular reason why people come to visit the tundra. The midnight sun occurs near the Arctic Circle, when a day can have up to 24 hours of straight sunlight during the summer. This provides a very interesting experience for our visitors. Lastly, here are some fun facts that may interest you about the tundra. The word tundra comes from a Finnish word tunturi, which means treeless plain or barren land. It's the world's coldest and driest biome. Movies set in the tundra include G.I. Joe, Rise of the Cobra, The Polar Express, and Norm of the North. Now that you've learned a little bit more about the tundra and what it has to offer, come on up and visit.